Hey, what's up? I got a request to talk about good and bad customers that I've had and what the negativity is like in the industry of the automotive world. Um, as far as good and bad customers that I've had, this is mobile and dealership. Mobile customers, they're all pretty good. They're all very thankful that we can come out to them. Um, haven't really had any issues with them. As far as the dealership goes that I'm at now, really no negative customers. I don't really have to deal with customers unless it's just showing them like programming a keypad or something like here's your new code. Other than that, there's really no bad customers for that. Um, at some of my old dealerships, there's always the entitled customer. Oh, I spend so much money here. Oh, I was so and so at this job. Do you know who I am? I don't know who you are, nor do I really care. My job is to fix your vehicle, and you coming in here complaining is not helping. Then I had that one customer when I worked at Ford, a different Ford dealership, where he swore that I swapped his engine out in his 3.5 EcoBoost F-150 in 17 and a half minutes. Now, before the mobile customer or the mobile business got actual legit business, I do it on the side. I did have a customer try to pay me monopoly money. I haven't dealt with that customer since. I don't even consider them a customer. As far as the negativity goes, eh, just depends on your dealership, I guess. Or I don't want to say. I guess you could say dealership, or if you work at a mom and pop shop. Most of them are flat rate, unless they're general service technicians, also known as GSTs. Most of those guys are hourly, and they're there to help the flat rate guys, the master guys, and because we get busy sometimes. The negativity in that would be if you got two or three master techs or something like that, and I hate that straight pipe stuff, man. Now all the traffic wants to come by. The negativity would be if you got guys in there that don't get along with each other and they're not there to help each other. Like everybody that I work with is really cool. We're all there to help each other. There's two hourly guys that are in the shop with us that are not just oil changers. But when me and the senior masters get real busy or whatever, they're there to help us. And they're really cool about it. And they're learning. And both of them are really smart. They just decided to take an hourly position. One of them is an up and coming tech. That was the guy that was in the recall video doing the fuse box. I was helping him do that for the underhood fire. I was helping him do that. He's really smart and he really wants to learn and do bigger jobs. And the other guy, his name is Matt. He's really, really smart. He's really good with like interior door stuff. I hate door latches. I'll have him come over and pull the latch out and I'll fix everything that needs to be fixed and he'll put it all back together for me. But whenever they need help, I'll go help them as well. So there's real no negativity there. Some of the other shops or some of the independent shops that I've worked at before, it was, you come in as the new guy and they're like, well, this person's taking work from me. I'm going to hog everything and not give this guy anything. That's the only negativity I can come across. Other than that, it's basically, or we could just say, the downfall to doing warranty work is it doesn't pay as much as customer pay. So that's kind of negative, I guess you could say. It's almost like you're being cheated out of some money. I don't know why they do warranty pay different than they do customer pay. You're doing the same thing. I don't know. I guess that would be negative too. And another negative would be if you're not at a real busy shop or a real busy dealership and you're on a flat rate. Flat rate meaning you get paid by turning wrenches, not by the hour. Then when it becomes slow, you got to find something to do. And you don't ever know what your paycheck's going to be. If you're pretty busy and you stay busy consistently and there's other things that you can do, you can kind of get a feel for what your paycheck is going to be. But if it starts to slow down, especially around holiday season, That's the negative part, because everybody's trying to save their money for holiday and they don't want to buy anything on their vehicle. They just want the oil change or the free stuff. But even though it's a recall and it's free for them, you still get paid for it. That's the negative, or the way the economy is right now. A lot of people don't want to buy anything. The customers that I have, my service advisor Greg is really awesome. The way that he thinks about when somebody brings their vehicle in, and I tell them, or I do my diagnostic or whatever, this is a positive. The way I do my diagnostic and everything, I figure out what it's going to be, give the vehicle a look over. This is everything that I'm recommending, and I put my labor right beside it. I'll go to parts, get a parts estimate. I'll take that parts estimate and put it with the work order, and I'll give it to Greg. And Greg's like, all right, you got your hours on here, cool. He'll do up the quote, and he'll call the customer. And it's basically the way he explained it to me was he says it to them without being rude, and like, this is how much it's going to cost. Okay, well, can we do something about it? He was like, talking to me, not the customer. My car's not in the shop. I get to drive my car home. You need your car fixed. It's not my money that I'm spending. Now, he's not overcharging on labor and he's not overcharging on parts. Just the way that he's honest with the customer. This is how much it's going to cost. If you want your vehicle to run and you need your vehicle, this is what it's going to cost. And he's really good about doing that, and he's not rude about doing it either. He just explains it to the customer. This is what it's going to be. Yeah, I can work with you on some of the parts or some of the labor. I don't mind doing something, changing an alternator or something like that, and then they need a belt too. I'm not going to charge labor to do a belt if I already have to take the belt off to do the alternator. So I'll work with them too. It's stuff like that. No, I don't really have any negatives or anything like that. I'm too old for that. There is people at shops and dealerships that are young and they think it's a game. I'm too old for that. I don't do that anymore. So I hope that kind of answers your question. If you're looking to get into this field, it is a good field to get into. There's always something to learn. There's always training. There's always schooling. The way vehicles are made nowadays, you need to know how computers work, and they send you to school for all that stuff. And it kind of helps me on the side business too. But on the mobile side, I don't really do a whole lot of engine repairs, or I'll do some camshafts or something, some timing or something like that. But I'm not going to tear an engine part and pull it out of somebody's car and do an engine swap. I'm just not going to do that. The mobile business is more of a maintenance thing, and the customers we have there are really cool and they're really thankful. So that's all I got about that. It's mostly positive, not really negative, except for the customers, that swore up and down that I swapped his F-150 engine out 17.5 minutes, or the one that paid me in Monopoly money. But since that have happened, I haven't really had any bad ones or negative customers towards me. I did have some that tried to say that I took something out of their car or something like that, but most of the time I record and I can go back and be like, hey, look, this is me fixing your car. I didn't take anything out of your car. I don't steal. So once they realize there's video footage, they kind of backtrack. So, but yep, that's it. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.